back and fight, but it's over now. You brought out the best in me. We had everything we needed. You put me aside and turn out the lights for no reason. Was it a make-believe? Something you never needed. What was it all for? I don't know you anymore. We go back, we go back, we go back, we colliding. Losing track, even God knows I'm trying. Change your selfish ways to love me more deep.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So it is the end of February. I can't believe this. I really don't know where that month even went. We're back again today for another coffee catch-up vlog, basically for the whole month of February. I should probably start with where I have been for the past 2 weeks and why I haven't uploaded any videos or even been videoing any vlogs in general. Probably about a month I have been having this like really weird uncomfortable feeling under the right side of my rib cage. I didn't read too much into it at first because it wasn't sore or painful in any way. It just kind of felt weird because it felt out of place. I kept thinking maybe I had slept on it funny or that I had maybe overstretched or something. The Tuesday after Valentine's Day, which was my dad's 50th birthday, I woke up with these mad shooting pains on the right side of my rib, and the only way to describe it was as if somebody had like punched me in the ribs. Like, it was really painful, and I just had this really tight feeling in my like chest on that side. I normally have a really good immune system. I don't normally get sick at all, which I'm very, very grateful for. Usually I would just get the common cold when the temperature drops. For me, I usually when I do have the cold, I will just rest as much as possible and I will try to basically just look after myself, and usually in a few days I'm feeling better again. So I kind of had the same mindset for this problem, and it got to this Saturday and my chest had been really tight that entire week, as if somebody was like sitting on my chest. It was incredibly tight and really uncomfortable. But yeah, I can be quite weird when it comes to taking like paracetamol and ibuprofen. I think I just prefer to let my body rest and try to heal on its own, because your bodies are amazing. Sitting here probably about 7:30 just watching TV, and I started to get these mad shooting pains, but it wasn't on the right side the way it was on the Tuesday. It was literally like my entire chest. So I started getting really dizzy, and there was a bit of like a nauseous feeling coming in there as well. So I started to get like quite panicked because it had just come on very suddenly. I did the worst thing that you can possibly do when you are sick, and that is to Google it. Chest pains, dizziness and nausea. The first thing that came up was a heart attack. So I was convinced that I was having a heart attack, which then panicked me even more. I ended up taking a panic attack. I just had freaked myself out that much that that's basically what it was. I started to get ready and I messaged Cara and I was like, don't freak out, but I'm gonna need to go to the hospital. My mum picked me up and I was just completely, you know yourself, if you've ever had a panic attack, you're just completely like so dizzy and you're like almost out of it. We were like near the hospital. My hands and arms started going completely numb, rock heavy. I couldn't lift them. Got quite upset in the car, as you would, because I was freaking out. Went into the hospital and we were in the A&E department. We got called in by this nurse that took my temperature. He said my temperature was completely normal, so it wasn't COVID related, which I knew. He was basically just taking notes of my symptoms and like what was wrong, when it started. 20 minutes later we were called by a nurse. She was going to take us up to a different section, which was the area of the hospital where they were going to be taking like my blood test. My mum couldn't come up with me, so I went up with the girl that we were sitting with in the waiting room. 2 hours before we were called to get bloods done, I got my bloods done. I got the, I'm really not too sure what you call it, like monitor your heart. So they stick like the little patches on you kind of everywhere just to like do your heart reading. We sat for another 2 hours and then the doctor called me. She basically did an examination on my body, just kind of like where the pain was. I was back out in the waiting room again and I was sitting with the girl that we had come up with. Like, she was so friendly. I don't like hospitals. She mentioned WandaVision and I was like, you like WandaVision? I was like, do you like Marvel movies and stuff? And she was like, yeah, I am like the biggest Marvel fan ever. And I was like, oh my god, you are future me. So we sat there talking about WandaVision. We were like going through like all the theories that could be happening in the next few episodes, and we were just talking about like all the Marvel movies in general. It was just so nice to have somebody like her. We had loads of things in common, and it was just so easy to talk to her, and she was really friendly. So I just love people like that. I really do. Just people that make the effort to kind of have a conversation with you. So they basically were doing an x-ray of my chest to make sure that like all the ribs were intact and nothing was out of place. I think it was like 1:15 in the morning. The doctor came out. She said that like all of the tests were normal. They were checking for like any arrhythmias in my heart, and they checked the x-ray. They said the x-ray was fine as well. So she even went to her boss and got him to like look over everything as well. He was happy to send me home. He said that everything was completely fine, that he did do a thorough check of, you know, anything else that it could have been. The feeling that I've had in my ribs could be something called costochondritis, which is basically where the cartilage rubs together, and it does make a really uncomfortable feeling. If you do get any pain, to take paracetamol or ibuprofen in appropriate doses. Obviously me not liking to take paracetamol, I was like, no, I'm fine. But other than that, they were happy enough to send me home. She said that it is something that will heal on its own, and it definitely doesn't feel out of place anymore, and that was obviously a week ago. I actually ended up staying in my mum's for 2 nights because she obviously wanted to keep an eye on me. Sunday night, I finally, you guys do not know how long I have been trying to get Cara to watch WandaVision, but I finally got her to watch it. We watched Infinity War and Endgame, and then we watched WandaVision, and I think she liked it. I mean, I hope she liked it. We were kind of like at the most recent episode, and she was like, are you gonna put the next episode on? I was like, that's it. So I take it you liked it. I was really happy that she finally watched it, because I had like somebody that I can be like, oh my god, what do you think is gonna happen next, or this all ties into this, and like going over all my wee conspiracy theories with her. So oh, so exciting. I have been playing Animal Crossing. Recently got back into it again because I decided that I wanted to completely redecorate my town again and change the entire theming. So I'm really liking where it's going at the minute. It's kind of like Japanese style town, which when Animal Crossing came out this time last year, a lot of people were doing the Japanese style towns with like the cherry blossom trees and the stone tiles. So that's pretty much what I have been up to and why I haven't been filming or anything. So I really did miss it. There was so many times where I was like, should just sit down and film a video, but my chest was just so tight, and I was doing things like maybe getting up and doing the dishes, and I was literally finding it hard to breathe. So I just was thinking it's better to just rest. I felt completely exhausted and drained. Kind of a difficult 2 weeks for me because I was really wanting to do things and I couldn't, and that was really making me frustrated to the point where I was just feeling very sad. When I started to kind of feel better myself again, I've got more energy in me now. I am able to move about, I'm able to do things that I wasn't before. So honestly, I feel a whole lot better. I just do not like getting sick because it just takes too much out of me. Now that that's over. So I should probably start with the very start of the month, obviously. I dyed my hair, as you guys would have seen in the hair dyeing vlog, and I basically looked like a rocket lolly. It had faded that much that it was like that golden blonde colour, which was obviously not the colour that I was going for. I ended up getting one of the box dyes. It was the dyes that I was using before I bleached my hair there. It was the L'Oreal ones. I bought the shade, I think it was called Dublin, which is quite funny because Dublin is in Ireland and everybody tends to think that Irish people are ginger. So that's pretty much the update on the hair front. I feel like this month has been super emotional for me. At the start of the month, I was still reflecting on everything that had kind of happened at the start of January, just understanding that things are changing and things have changed. And I think so many times in life when things go wrong, we want to go back to who we were before that situation. But you are a completely different person from who you were back then, you have grown so much even from that, and you're never gonna be who you were a week ago, a year ago. It doesn't work out like that. You're constantly growing and you are changing all the time, and you're never going to be the same person. Another thing that happened at the start of the month was I reconnected with an old friend. Now, we know each other from mutual friends years ago, and he's such a nice guy. Honestly, he does streams on Twitch every night, guys. Games like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft. He does streams where he is opening Pokemon cards to try and find ones that are valuable. I don't think he realizes like how much his streams help people. There's like a chat underneath the stream itself where anyone who's basically watching the stream can come on and they can like ask how you are. He's one of those people where he's just so warm and friendly, just loves to make sure everybody else is okay. It was like when you come on to the stream and you're like, hey man, what's up? He is just straight on, how are you? How was your day? What are you getting up to? He's just so lovely. So honestly guys, hit his Twitch up and watch the streams. A lot of the people that are in the chat as well, even if you don't know them, they're asking you how you are. It's just meant that I have had something to look forward to in the evenings. So yes guys, if you're like me and you're just stumped for things to do in the evening, definitely go and check out Dan's streams. They are amazing. He definitely plays the best tunes in them. Like, we've got like a whole mixture of music that he plays. Like, you could go on and he can just be playing a variety of music on whatever night you're on watching the streams. Obviously we are still in a pandemic, we're still in lockdown, and I think it's just a nice way to kind of go on and connect with people and have people to talk to, or people like asking you how your day was, just making you feel like you're not completely alone in this world, especially during a pandemic. So I haven't been watching a lot of TV shows this month. Like I said, WandaVision is pretty much the main one. So I started rewatching Ugly Betty last night. I only got to like episode 3 and then I had to like watch Dan's stream. I absolutely loved Ugly Betty when it was on TV. I watched it religiously and I'm so happy that all 4 seasons are put onto this Star streaming service on Disney+. So that's what I'm going to be watching alongside WandaVision. There's one more episode left of WandaVision, and I don't think I'm prepared for it at all, and I'm really super excited for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out. I think all of the TV shows or new movies that are coming out by Marvel are just like exciting for me. I think when anybody like is kind of talking about TV shows or anything, or Marvel movies or Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, I am just like, yes. I could just talk for hours if you mention any of those franchises. I watched one of my all-time favorite movies, which is Collateral Beauty. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. So basically in that movie there is a quote that one of the characters says, just make sure to notice the collateral beauty. The first time I watched the movie I didn't really understand what it meant. I didn't really get it. When the girl is saying in the movie, just make sure to notice the collateral beauty, it's basically saying that if you have gone through a really terrible situation or something bad has happened, try to look for the good in it. There's always gonna be something good that has come from a bad situation. So in my case, for example, I left a job that I was really unhappy in, but the good thing to come from that was, first and foremost, I made incredible friends from that job that I hope will be friends for life. Gained a lot of experience that I would not have gained from a previous job. Leaving there was the push that I needed to start YouTube. Since I watched that movie again, I've definitely been looking at every situation like that. It helps you realize that it was not meant for you and that something better is going to come along. I always try to keep a really positive mindset and always think that if things don't go right, there is a reason for it. So just don't get too caught up in things and just let things kind of happen the way they're supposed to happen. I think life it's something that constantly surprises you. You always think you're not gonna like something or something's not gonna go right. I think humans are programmed to jump to the negative response, and that's why it's a lot more difficult for us to really retrain our brain into thinking a lot more positively and thinking maybe this could go right, or maybe I will like this TV show if I give it a chance. I think that's something that has really come into play over the past few weeks, especially with me and Cara. We have been trying to be a little bit more open when it comes to each other's suggestions and how each other is thinking and what we're both going through, because we're both very different people, and I think both of us have grown quite a lot this month. We obviously had been getting into a lot of arguments at the end of January, start of February time, and we had this one big bust up at the start of February. Really upset me because obviously I don't like to fall out with her. She's like my best friend and been getting on really well over the past few weeks because I think we're listening to each other a lot more and we're being a lot more understanding and a lot more open and not judging each other. I think this month it just hit me that she is 18 and that she's an adult. I've always felt like it's my responsibility to look out for her because she's my younger sister, and I will always feel like that. I will always look out for her. But I think in some ways, now that she's an adult and she's making her own decisions and doing her own things, it's like she didn't need me anymore. Even though I know that's not true and she's always gonna be there for me. But there was one day I was on FaceTime to her and I was watching Confessions of a Shopaholic. Her best friend's just got married and she's like waving her off in the car. And then she's standing there by herself and she's like looking around her and like she obviously doesn't know anybody, so she's standing there by herself. And I just had this thought pop into my head and I was like, oh my god, Cara, like that's gonna be you when you are basically, you know, I'll be waving you and your new husband off and I'll be standing by myself. And that's like me waving my best friend off. Like who am I gonna have? And I just burst out crying. Like it didn't even hit me that like I'll obviously have family there, you know, she's not leaving forever, like she's gonna come back. Yeah, so I was just absolutely sobbing and I think she was like, why are you crying? Like I'm not going anywhere. I was just like, I don't know why I'm so emotional. So February's definitely been an emotional month for me and I don't even know why. The fact that like my younger sister, who I've always looked out for, and at most of the times in my life when I was going through really hard times with my mental health, she was the one person that I could just rely on. She was like my comfort blanket and I needed to talk to her. I needed her to feel better. I am over all that stuff now, but like in a way she is my best friend. If you watch Grey's Anatomy, she is my person. Me and Cara, we like to get our opinions across and we like to be heard, so we often talk over each other, and any time that we have gotten into a big fight before, what we know to do and what works best for us is to just give each other space. You need to be there for each other first and foremost and listen to each other and understand that the other person is not like you and they don't have the same feelings and opinions that you do, and you need to listen to how they're feeling. I've been doing a lot of reflection this month and really looking in on some of my personality traits that aren't so great and maybe do make it a wee bit difficult for people to be around me. I wanted to try and find out, like, is there different personality types? Brought up this website called 16 Personalities. So after you've done the quiz and you've found out what your personality type is, it then goes into incredible detail, basically breaking down your strengths and weaknesses, friendships, relationships, career path, and then at the end it gives you like a big conclusion of all of the things that you are, what you tend to do, how you tend to act. And to be honest, when I read every single word of it, and it was like reading a book that somebody had wrote about me. It was scary accurate. So I'll actually leave the website in the description below if you want to go in and do that little quiz yourself and find out what your personality type is. And that just helps so much more to identify that you have a lot to work on, and that is not a bad thing. It just makes us a better person if we are working on the things that aren't so great with us. I ended up sharing the link to Cara and she did it as well. When we had both completed the quizzes and we were on FaceTime to each other like always, we were discussing what our results had said, what the conclusion was. So Cara is actually coming down today. We have something really exciting that we are going to be doing, but there is one more thing that I want to show you guys. So you would have seen these at the start of the video. I ordered these prints probably last year. I'm not joking, I think it was last summer when I ordered these prints. I got them on a website called Redbubble, and it is pretty much a website that sells any kind of TV show or movie merchandise. I had just finished the Umbrella Academy for the first time. Cara had got me to watch it last year and I absolutely loved it so much. I tend to do that a lot when I really like a movie or a TV show franchise. I have got like so much Harry Potter stuff and like Star Wars figurines out in the hall. I love it. But for some reason I really wanted the frames to be red. I just was thinking it might make the pictures pop a little bit more. I was having a nosy on IKEA last week and I found these red ones and they were only like £1.25, which is amazing. So this is the first print that I've ordered, guys. We have got the character 5 and we've got his mannequins in the background. I really love the character 5. He's one of my favourites in the show and I really do love the way the red frame makes the colours pop for this print, so I was really happy with that. This is the second print. We have got Alison and Luther and I absolutely love this scene because they are dancing to this really funky dance sequence and they are playing one of my all-time favourite happy songs, which is Dancing in the Moonlight by Top Loader. Lastly, we have got again the character Alison, but we've got Klaus and Vanya with her this time and I absolutely love this scene. This was in season 2 and they basically got really drunk in Alison's hair salon that she works in and it was just such a funny scene to watch. So yes guys, I'm really happy with how the frames are really making the prints pop and yeah, I hope you guys like them as well. Excited for season 3. I do know that they have started filming for it. I am so excited. We're making s'mores.
To be in formal dresses.
Right guys, Cara's here. Like I said, we're making s'mores. We're gonna like light my flat on fire. So we've got digestive biscuits, we have got our marshmallows, we have lots of chocolate buttons. Hi. And they give us sprinkles, although I don't really think you put sprinkles on s'mores. And then we've got our little pitchforks.
I don't even know. Remember.
Don't. It came in a pizza box.
Watch a wee video.
You do? You must have to just keep going. It must pop out, pop out.
How do you move away as if I'm like a safety officer?
Oh! It looks like jelly.
Did you just set that on fire?
I think so, I assume so.
It's very flammable.
Sorry. This you. Oh! Stoke the fire. Right, okay.
Oh, it's warm.
Stop it. Is it warm?
It's not that warm.
Oh, it is warm. It's like an open flame. This is so exciting!
You should probably get the digestives out.
Oh. You put the marshmallow on it and it melts the chocolate for you.
No, but no. What if I don't want that? No.
Well, that is the way of it. And then you put this on first and then you like pull the stick out. It doesn't enter my fingers.
I know how to make s'mores.
And there you have it. You've got a s'more. So I'm gonna like toast mine now, because
Oh my god.
because they've given us like loads of marshmallows, loads of chocolate buttons, and
This is so melty.
not really a lot of pop, pop, pop. Is it nice?
Mm-hmm.
Look at us go. Sorry guys, Cara's just had to go down and get our food order. We've ordered some food for tonight because we are going to watch some TV and have food. So you can't really see it, but that is my s'more, guys. So, oh, this is so cool. I got this little kit off of Etsy, so I will link the seller down below. The only thing is though, there is not a lot. There's only 4 digestive biscuits, so if you're making it for 2 people, it's 1 s'more each. 2 s'mores. Woo! This was such a good idea.
Peace!
The s'mores are delicious.
They are, aren't they? So you ever thought about this? Like they're geniuses?
I know.
Mmm.
What did you just do?
I just covered it in more marshmallow, so it's like neater-ish. Mmm.
Should have done like an ASMR if I had a microphone. It's probably just as well that there's only like one s'more each. Because they're quite filling.
Me and Jam tried to make s'mores once, and the spar didn't have marshmallows. So we got the digestives, like the chocolate digestives, and we just were like, what are we gonna use like for marshmallow? And then we came up with the idea to buy square bars.
Like the Rice Krispie?
Rice Krispie square bars. It was marshmallow and chocolate. They were the best. They were still not one of my favourite like chocolate biscuits. And what we did was we just melted it in the microwave, stuck it on the digestive. Try it.
Cooking with Cara. My order's on its way.
I know mine came really quickly.
Probably because there's like nowhere opened. I wonder if it's the wee guy that delivered my last one and he went to like the wrong flat that's like across from me, and he was parked outside it, and I basically had to run out and run all the way over to the other flat, and he was like, oh sorry, I didn't realise. So I was like, it's fine, just give me my food.
Delicious.
Yep, so Cara's ordered a McDonald's for herself, that's fatty, and I have ordered a Wagamama.
No, Rhiannon has had so many near-death experiences in the past, I don't know how many days.
They know.
Yeah, as you probably know. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll do a really nice thing, nice sisterly thing. Since I'm living off my child trust fund, I will, you know, treat us, all orders food. But it was mainly for me because I really wanted McDonald's. What the There's 2 lids.
Oh! Okay.
I was about to pay for it, Rhiannon was like, have you already ordered it? I want a Wagamama.
No, because she came down and I asked, she said she was ordering a McDonald's, and I said, well, did you order me something? Like, you can't just leave me out. And she was like, of course I did. But I didn't like realise that I was kind of preoccupied with the camera and stuff to realise that she had not put the bank details in.
Yeah, no, I ordered a thing. She was like, oh, did you not order something? I was like, obviously I did. And then I was like, well, I didn't actually order it yet because I couldn't be bothered taking my bank card out. And for some reason, just decided to blank that all, so.
She was putting in her bank details and I was like, did you order it already? Because I'm going to get a Wagamama instead. She'd already ordered it.
2 quarter pounders and 2 medium chips. Hope be alright.
And my Wagamama's on the way. I've got a chicken ramen and my little chicken dumplings that I like. So I'm so excited.
I know it's so plain, but it's just so good. Pop, this is a crap.
Pop. Pop, pop, pop.
I brought my Switch down.
Did you?
It's in my backpack.
Backpack.
Do you want to get it for me?
Where is it?
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, they know. Oh, I was saying in the video that I wanted to do like some sort of a video, and I was telling them about, you know, the wee website that we went on, 16 personalities, and you find out what personality type you are.
Oh yeah, and mine was like,
what was yours again? Mine was the mediator. I was on having a look at it again. That we went on, did that wee quiz, and then it tells you obviously what personality type you are and all your strengths and weaknesses and all of that jazz.
what? Oh.
How did you get up there?
King Arthur.
I was saying
Huh?
I said from Merlin.
Merlin? Like I'm the one with the bird in my mouth? Merlin!
Oh guys, this is brilliant. You're gonna watch this whole vlog back and you're gonna feel really bad for bullying me.
The motto I live by is no regret. I wasn't even gonna put a bra on. That's why you talk. Was it stalking him?
My delivery driver is on the way. Car says I'm stalking him. I just want to know where my food is. So I just realised I forgot to end this vlog the other day. So yes, thank you so much again for coming on to watch another coffee catch up with me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any future videos. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!